left my good loppers out in the rain, and look what happened to them. They got rusty. Normally I have Doug hold it while I do it. It works better that way. Okay, these are great. You can go ahead and boil them up, get the skin off of them, and you can use them for your bone broth. They have great collagen in them. Or you can go ahead and dehydrate them for wonderful dog treats. Okay?
Do you take the toenails off?
I clip them for the dogs.
We dehydrated ours, got moldy.
You what?
When we dehydrated our feed, it got moldy in the glass jar.
Maybe you didn't get enough moisture out of them.
Had to.
When you said using for bone broth, you said boil them and remove
Didn't dehydrate them long enough.
Okay.
That way, that's when you see them in the store, they're white.
Okay.
Bleached out, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I would clean this a little bit more, but right now, for time purposes, I'm not going to take all the feathers off of it, but just so you guys know. So, do you see this little thing here?
Cut that off, huh?
So there's like a little gland here. It's called the oil can, and what happens is, you know, when they go back there and they prune and they fluff them up, that's kind of the oil can. So we don't want that on there, so we're going to take that off.
Always cut that. That's the first thing I cut off.
When I first learned to butcher, our Amish guy taught me back on an old rusty barrel. And he needed to butcher one, and he's like, oh, come on over here and I'll show you. He's like, this here's the oil can. And so all I'm going to do is cut it off. Ooh, this is a sharp knife.
I just bought one.
It's very, very important, and you will have a very pleasant chicken butchering experience if you have a sharp knife. It will be the worst thing you've ever done if you do not have a sharp knife. So make sure you get a new knife when you first start, and make sure you sharpen it when you're done. Okay?
Can you show me where the vent is? Because I was going to check to see how my chickens are laying and which ones are.
That's right there.
Okay, so it's easy to see, so it's
It's just like this, right under the tail, it's a hole. So, out of
compared
chicken,
to where they poop.
when we actually have an anatomy class today. So a chicken, in their vent, there's the little bones here. They have one hole, but then there's a partition between it. So the poop comes out of one and the egg comes out the other. All right? So that's kind of how they're set up. And if you want to know if a chicken is laying or not, if you put your fingers through the vent, like so, then it's good for them to lay. And if it's an older chicken, the vent's going to be very tight and you're not going to be able to get your fingers.
So the vent is below where they poop.
There's these two bones. No, it's just right in there. It's the same thing. It's the same area. That's their vent right there.
When you lift up their tail, you'll see it.
It's right there. So you just have one hole that everything comes from. The egg, and then when they go to the bathroom.
But they're divided inside.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a split.
And then the coolest thing is if you butcher a laying hen, it's really cool to see how the eggs develop. Like you'll see a real egg, like a regular size egg forming. Let's say she laid one. There'll be a regular egg inside of her. Then one that's a little smaller, maybe that doesn't have the hard coating. Then another one, and eventually you have like a little bit of yolk. And they go all the way up. It's like an assembly line. It's the coolest thing you've ever seen. Okay, so now you're going to flip it over, and this is the area here that I'm going to kind of cut so that I can pull the organs out.
Okay, Stacy, could you just like the oil can part? Like I'm